Hello, class. I will be reading out my chapter 3, the role of dialogue in the classroom. The text mentioned the principle of creating dialogue. It also mentioned that dialogue is a formal elaboration of natural process. That process produces understanding of whatever we hear. For example, music, plays, watching movie, and most importantly, having a conversation. We use dialogue without notice. I bet most of us has used dialogue in many conversations without knowing the educational aspects of it. As someone going into education, using dialogue is a very important part of my classroom structure. It is the very base of getting your students to open up in classroom discussion. However, most students, like myself, will not participate when the surrounding do not promote comfort. Comfort for me is responding in an open discussion that relates to prior information. My understanding of the four principles of creative dialogue will better suit me in creating these dialogue with my students. The first one is descriptive dialogue. It relates to intent. Based on my lesson, I would create a dialogue by probing my students about a music video or a movie they have seen, whether it be on TV or in the theaters, probing them on the true intent of the movie, the hero, the villain, from what they saw, open the pathway leading to more conversation. That would be one way I would introduce descriptive phrase. Personal interpretive phrase. It's based on prior knowledge, making it relatable to my students. Most time, we and our students may have experienced something that we have seen in a movie involving personal experience. We may perceive these as personal interpretive phrase, where our emotions or feeling may be affected by sadness, joy, surprise, and possibly pain. Our third phrase is critical, multicultural, anti-bias phrase. With this phrase, I would have to make sure that I do not introduce any bias, whether it be subjective or objective, towards my students. Knowing that my classroom may have students from a variety of cultural differences, choosing material that promote anti-bias in content. Creative transformation phrase. Again, I can associate this phrase with a movie or music. Students can relate to movie based on what they have already watched, having insight from the actor's work, watching and thinking about what action come next. Although most movies are very predictable for me, but I believe students gain the process of watching and thinking of the outcome as well. Thank you.